Good evening, everybody. Welcome to week 2, Web Design 2, Design 248. All right, so tonight, remember, we're using Adobe CC 2018 for this class, Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop, and Dreamweaver. If you're not updated, preview the announcements about updating. If you are not upgraded, I also need to have an email letting me know why and if there's an issue getting it, because we do have some people that have been fighting with their codes. So just let me know. This way I can pass it on to the dean. All right, so please review my feedback in the rubric for each grade from week 1. It's information to help you out. By re-accomplishing it, it gives you more practice. By resubmitting it, your grade goes up. Read the information in the remarks section as well. Make sure that your posts are less than 20% copied. Make sure that you have at least one reference. Let's see. And this one no longer exists, so I'm going to take that one out because you no longer have to have it in APA format. Do not use text speak in your discussions, and Wikipedia is not an acceptable reference. All right, so if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, so tonight, we're going to start off by discussing what we expect this week. All right, so the learning objectives for this week: define steps to achieve a good user experience in a website. Remember, UX, user experience, how they feel when they leave your site. Create a mock-up for your website. Define and apply an efficient workflow. Structure a page with HTML. Create a grid layout with CSS. Create a responsive layout with CSS. Okay, so we're going to be going over this again. And just building onto it, expressing what we learned last week, all right? The discussion. Define steps to achieve good user experience in a website. What makes it good or bad? All right. Have you ever been to a site and you've said, wow, how cool, but when you try to interact with it, or navigate, it gets more, to get more info, can't figure out the navigation system and leave? Well, just because a website has a wow factor design-wise, it can still fail as a good website. Same goes for a site that has clear navigational and content presentations, but the site is so boring, nondescript, you may pass it on by because it didn't capture your attention to look further for the information. There are many factors involved making a website a good site. Last week, we explored what parameters are required for a good user interface. Remember, user interface, how they interact, buttons, mouse, keypad, so on. When viewing a website on a mobile device, we will explore what considerations need to be evaluated when designing a website to not only capture a user's attention, but keep them on the site and possibly become a customer. So make sure to watch this short video. All right, so the prompt. Your CTA, you, the student, will be the test market for this discussion. Find 3 sites that you feel are good websites and 3 sites you feel fail as a good website. Include a link to each of these sites, and under the link, explain in detail why you feel they are successful or why they fail. This can be anything from the colors, cluttered, navigation, confusing, etc. Whatever attracted you or whatever turned you off from them. Be specific. Don't just say, I like the colors, and that is what attracted me to the site. Explain why, all right? Try to refrain from searching bad website or good website design. Go out and just research. Find websites, okay? So what we're looking for is 3 good websites, 3 bad websites. And a reference that backs up why you say they're good and why you say they're bad. So at least one reference that's not those 3 websites. So really, you're going to have 7 links. All right, for the assignment, website mockup. Create a mockup for a website and define and apply an efficient workflow. All right, so tonight I'm going to go over some more of the CSS and the HTML. Tomorrow night we'll go over the mockup. Now that you have gotten your feet wet with HTML and CSS, let's take a little breather and learn how to create a PSD mockup, Photoshop design mockup. Dreamweaver has an awesome extract tool that makes coding a site very easy from a properly set up PSD file. This is outdated. They no longer use some of the export options for the Photoshop files. So we will be exploring that feature next week. Excuse me, I was about to sneeze. But this week, let's learn how to get our mockup set up so they will be easy to get our optimized images into Dreamweaver. Optimizing images is very important for the web, just like it is for print. If you try to upload a file that is not optimized for fast viewing, the image may take a long time, even 1 to 2 seconds is too long for the web, to show up on a page, and your visitor will leave and go somewhere else to find the information. PSD file will work with a set for the proper resolution for web images. It is set as 75 ppi, pixels per inch. Any external image that you place in this document will adjust to the correct resolution when you go to export the images for web use. Just because an image is in JPEG or PNG format doesn't mean it's optimized for the web. So read this article on that. Right, like I said, we'll be going over these. And a week 2 quiz. All right, so everything we're going over and what you're reading will be covered in this quiz. All right, so to start with, I've taken us back to the main site again, the basics. All right, so let's bring Dreamweaver up. Okay, Dreamweaver is open. Why isn't it coming up? There we go. That was weird. It says it's open. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go back into the site. All right, here's the students. So, oops. The lawn care site. Here we go. All right, so I'll bring that up. All right, so we start here. All right, so we start with our header. That's that whole section. Excuse me, that's the body. Go in a little more. There's the div. Go down to here. Notice that's our header. That's our HP banner. And so on. So what we're going to do, first things first, let's set up all the backgrounds and stuff, all right? So CSS Designer, okay, that's up. Now, what I want to do, File, we're going to go to Page Properties. Okay, the text color, we're going to make it that green. All right, so again, File, Page Properties. Good thing is I can leave this up. All right, so my text color is going to be this. Background color, remember, it's this darker gray, so it's C6DDD1. Make sure to put your pound, C6DDD1. All right, so we apply that. All right, so that's all set up now. Next, now we're going to go to the links. Notice the links. So for the links, we're going to make them 144,618. Pound 144,618. I'm going to go Command AC. Copy it and paste it. Paste it and paste it. Always underline to never underline. And OK. Notice we now have this, but that's not as thick as it was. So we're going to go back File, Page Properties. Go back into the links. So here's the normal, and we want it bold. Apply, and then we go. That works perfect. All right, so next. Now we need to tie the CSS to the page, right? So, plus, we're going to attach a file, browse, the working files, go into here, and there's my CSS. We open it, and styles link, and OK. There we go. And as you can see, we started bringing all that together. All right. File, save all. There we go. Now everything's linked. All right. So we can go from here now. All right. So let's go back. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the Photoshop file of what the pages look like. All right. All right, we're getting there. All right, so here we go, the lawn care mock-up. All right, now, so we zoom in. We're going to make the first page. All right, so we're going to design this. So to do that, remember, we have to make it go left all the way. So we're going to go here to the 1024. And I don't have that one over here. So now I get to make it. So plus, so there's the logo. Align, it's going to be left. There we go. And we are going to float left, which brings everything there. All right, so next, now we click over to here. Notice that's going all the way out. Well, we need to go back to the nav bar. All right, so we're going to add that. It's our nav. Now watch if we hit the left float. Okay, we'll turn it off. Watch again. So it brought everything up. So do we need to go really that far? We need to go actually less. So we're going to delete that. All right, now, so let's go to the list. All right, so the list, now we add the list. And I'm showing this step by step so you can see why you don't use some of those others. We do that, okay, same thing. We're still running into that, right? Well, now let's take a look down here at the list type. None. So that's where that comes in, all right, as you're starting to see. So now we're going to take these down one step further to right there and watch what happens. All right, so now we're going to add those. Float left. And that puts them up there. right? So next, let's go to the top, and we're going to okay, so that puts that at the beginning. But notice, I did this using pixels, so we're going to use 10% instead. And see, that adds a little bit more. So we're going to slowly go down. Okay, so that gives about 5 from it, so that's about right. All right, so we enter, go back up. Now the width, those look great, actually. We have them set up so we don't need to touch them. Now we're going to go back, though, to the lawn, okay, to the logo. And this is where we go to a percentage. And we start going out. So we'll leave it right there. In fact, we're going to take that to 30 rather than 31. Just for consistency. All right, next. All right, now notice that was the header. We don't have the header here, so we're going to make the header. All right, now we've got the header. I want the header to be a certain height. All right, so notice as I go higher, nothing's happening, right? Well, let's try that again. There we go. Now it worked. It's just one of those weird things where it didn't want to work. All right, and these are up so high, we want them to come down so they're lined up with this. All right, so now we go to there, down to here, in the margin. And there we go. So first, we're going to go File, Save All Related Files, File, Save All. All right, we now have our header set up. Let's take a look. As you can see, we have it set up. So next, now comes this section. Now remember, texting is not there, right? So we'll take care of that too. First things first, we have our header, okay? Now the header is the banner, the lawn care, the banner, and all this, okay? So watch what happens if I add that one, okay? So we're gonna go here, the banner. Notice I have an HP banner here. So organization, we're gonna place it there as well. All right, so now I'm going to hit there. See how that affects that whole thing? We're not wanting to affect the whole thing. That's why we don't do that, all right? So the next thing we need to do is work on moving this stuff out. All right, so we're going to come to here. And then we're going to add the H3, enter. All right, now if I hit that, it takes it all the way over to there. Now if I hit this one, look where it takes it, okay? And then I'm going to add a width, a percentage right here. So 1, 2, 4. All right, we're going to stop at 40%. Now we're going to take this one, do the same thing. Now we need to add that one. So yes, this is a little different from how we did it the other night because we have so many options of things to do. Now look, we hit here. Actually, we hit there. And notice it's right there. So I want to hit down. That puts it exactly down below it. That's what this clears for. Okay, so go up. Now I'm going to add it here, but as a percentage. Notice it's not moving now. Really? What's going on? 8%. All right, there we go. Now see how it started going back? So I don't want it that big. So let's go down to 10. There we go, 2%. Now that leaves us this. So we hit the button, add one, enter. First things first, we're going to float left and down. That puts it right below. All right, now we're going to add the percentage right here. All right, so now we're going to go up to 20. Okay, 20 is too much, 10 is not enough. Notice? So, let's go back. 5%. Okay, that's not enough, but I'm going to hit enter. Now I can just go back up. And there we have it. See how that just lined all that up? So that's another route other than the other way that we did it the other night. All right, but let's go back. And as we know, see the text has no color. There is no text. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to change the text to a white here. And there we go. So that's all set up. Okay, so we go down. All right. First, File, Save All Related Files, and Save All. Okay, now we want the light blue. So I copy the light blue. Go back down. We're clicking here. All right, so the info box tan. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to add that here, all right? But in the same process, what I'm going to do is we're going to change that blue. And this is how you start making your own stuff. Notice it's gone because this says tan. So I'm going to make that blue. All right, now notice that it's still not there. Well, what we have to do is finish setting things up, okay? So we're going to delete that. Whoops. We're going to, come on, go away. There, we deleted it. Notice I'm still not back because once you do that, see, I deleted a section here. We're going to go back, and there we go. All right, so now, before anything, I'm going to change that tan to blue. All right. Oh, there we did it again. Now it's gone. Well, the reason is now we go back to all the styles. And notice right there's tan. So we're going to change that to blue. And see how that brought it back? Because we have the info box already. We'd had to change that to the blue as well. But I changed it because of this. Now watch. Now I can go into that 1024. That one's gone because we have no 10. Now we're going to add a blue. There we go. Now once again, we're going to go grab that blue just so I have it. All right. Background color, blue. There we go. All right. Now what we want, width, 50%. All right. Text is all white. All right. Now notice these. So this is where I can do the same thing I did above. All right. And that's basically do the enter after each, which all I have to do. Okay, so now I've got this one set up, this one set up kind of. So now we're going to add that, the P, the paragraph one, right? All right, now the paragraph one, what we're going to do, and we're going to float left. Look what happens. That goes back to there, that goes up. All right. But as you can see, now we're adding more work to ourselves because now we have to go back up and adjust the percentage across, right? So the easy way we have to solve that, I'm going to get rid of that and just go right here and add 15. See, that's the easiest way to do that. Then this, now, we'll add the button, the blue button. The text is supposed to be white. All right, now, so there's that one. Now before we go any further, File, Save All Related Files, Save All. All right, so now that one's saved. If you look, we're starting to get this. All right, so this one, this says dark. Well, the other color there, if we go look, is the darker green. That's this one, right? So we're going to go back over to there, and we're going to grab that green. All right, now, so instead of dark, well, Green, and look, it's gone again. Well then, now we go to CSS, notice dark, we're going to do the same. Okay, this is how you start adapting your stuff. Now there's one other way we can do this. All right, so we're going to change that back to dark, okay? All right, see, so now we don't have it. It says dark. Notice I have this CSS here. So we're going to click on that. All right, now we're going to go down to where it says, looking, there's our body, our banner, our button, info blue, info dark. All right, so now we're going to make that green. And look, now I have that box back. So I'm doing the coding. This is the CSS. So if I change the name there, it's just like changing it there. All right. All right, so now we're going to bring up this info box. Okay. Go back to 1024. Scroll down. Now we're going to do the green box. Okay, so the width, 50%. Okay. Next, we're going to float left. That puts it right there. Why didn't it bring it up? Let's go back and see. Did we do that? We didn't float that one left. So make sure you float them both left. If you don't, this is what happens, okay? All right, so now we're getting close. So we want this one. So we go down to here. Come on, there we go. Add it. All right, now we're on the green paragraph. Down, go up. Go 15. Perfect. All right. But this, now we need to do the same thing. The button, the text. All right, and there we have it. Now we're set up. So that section's set up. So File, Save All Related Files, and Save All. All right, so now as you can see, we're up to here. Now we're going to do these pictures. All right, so we click on the picture. Let's go back to the coding. All right, so we click on the image. Now we're going to go back to this fourth section first, all right? Now within the fourth section, what we need to do is we're going to add that. All right, width is going to be 0.25. Notice that does not change the pictures, right? Oops, actually, it needs to be 25%. There we go. But it doesn't change the picture that's in there. And then we're also going to come down here and float left. Notice now all the pictures are there, but a full-size picture is still there. All right, so how do we change this? Because it goes out to there. Well, this is where this part comes in. All right, so we're going to start with 50%. And, oh, that's almost there. 75. It's too big. So 60. Almost. 55. 53. See how that's now working down? That's too much. So 54. And there we have it. Now it's a little wide, as you can see. So let's go to 53. All right, but it's too small. So this is where you start playing with everything, right? But instead, what if I did it this way? There's a couple ways we can do, as you've seen. I'm going to clear that. So that puts it back up there. All right, so we click on that picture. Now, that's this whole thing right here. So what if, well, let's just click on the image part. All right, so image 1.4. So we're going to add that. That's just the image, okay? So the image now, well, if I go 100%, watch. That takes up 100% of that. Now the height needs to be 25%. Well, that's not working because let's try this again. 25%. And there we go. Now it fits. And notice it adjusted every one of the photos because I just did the image. I didn't do the actual SRC all the way in. So that adjusted all of them. All right, so next, now we're coming to the footer. All right, so we're in the footer. All right, the footer. So now we add footer. Notice how the footer goes all the way up. Well, first things first, we're going to left float. And notice what that did to the footer. That took it all the way down. Right? So now we need to look at the height. Pixels. 70%. Notice nothing's changed. Except that right there, that's the footer. This is the footer text. Okay, so notice all that. Whoops, didn't mean to delete it. There we go. When I brought it back, now it's the right size. Now it fits. So this is supposed to be a different color, right? So let's go back up and, well, let's go back and look. We did a float left. Now we're going to clear that, and now we're going to do this. Notice it puts it in the same spot on this one, right? Now the footer, now we're going to make the footer the background. All right, so we're clicked on the footer, that's the body footer. So the background color is supposed to be this one. Well, let's take a look. Which one is it? Yeah, it's that one, the 85B. All right, so 85B. So we take that, right, the background. All right, and the text, well, text is supposed to be white. All right, so now we're going to take the text and make it white. All right, so now my text is there. It's supposed to be at 65%. Now notice this space right here. All right, underneath that. Well, let's go back and take a look at what we did here. Notice I did this, so we're going to clear that. Okay, that does that. Turn that off, same thing. Okay, so if I clear it, that's what happens. Now, if I put that clear in there, nothing happens. So we'll leave it there. Now, this here, that's showing basically those graphics are not all the same size. All right, so now we're just going to work on this for now. Now we're going to take this. Let's take a look again. All right, perfect. And now it's only 65%. So what we're going to do is go to the top, width. Oh, let's go back to the footer. Width, 25%. Well, 65%. All right, notice how that did that. That's because I'm in the footer, all right? So we're going to take the footer out, and now I need to go to the footer text. All right, so now I need to add the footer text. Width, let's go 60% to start with. All right, and there we have that. But now I want to float it left. Okay, perfect. Next. Now I can add in the graphics. All right, so next. Now I'm going to add the graphics because if we go look, we need Facebook, that one, and Twitter. So to do that, now we're going to insert image. I'm going to try this again, image. There we go. And we're going to do Twitter first. Then we're going to do Pinterest. And the last one, Facebook. Notice those are backwards, all right? So what we need to do is come up here to the CSS, 1024, go to the very bottom. Now we're going to add another one. All right, so there we go. What we're going to do, now watch what happens when we float right. It turns them around. Then all we have to do is go back up here. Okay. That sets that, and then we're going to move them down just a little. And we'll just leave it at that. There we go. All right, so now we have that portion set up, right? Set up all related and save all. All right, so now we have the first portion saved and set up. Now we get to go to the next page size, 768, which is tablet. All right, so now we're going to click on the 768. And we click the 768. Notice this is where we're at with the 768. Okay, so we go back up here. Now the 768, centered. Okay, so let's go back. Start here. Come on. All right, now everything in the header is highlighted. So first things first, the banner, the body. Notice the header is just after body. So I'm going to insert that just after the body header. All right, now we want everything centered. There we go. So we're off to a good start. But on this one, they're side by side, just like below. All right, so now we click on this. We add it. Go down, float left. Okay, then now we're going to go down to the nav and do the same thing. Add, and the nav is going to float left as well. But notice how that didn't do that. So what we need to do is hit enter. See, that brought it down and all that. So the float left for this is not going to do what we want, is it? All right, so we're going to just now go to the line. So we're going to add that. All right, and we're going to get rid of the there we go. Take this to none. So I got rid of those. Now these, now we need to go in one more. Okay, so we've got that. Now, watch when we go and we add now the float left. That brings them together. Now, if I would have done this, see, they're still out there. So we just do that. Now, we come to the percentage. All right, well, we're going to go ahead, instead of doing it here, we're going to do the percentage here. All right, so here, I'll watch as I start adding it, and that puts it out. Just like that, just like we wanted. All right, there we have it. So we're going to do a file, save all, save. All right, now notice the color of the background is gone, right? We want the color to be this green. So to do that and get it back, what we're going to do is that's going to be, what is it? That one. Okay, so I just nab that. Now, let's go to File, Page Properties again. Appearance, Text, Background. There we go. Really? Why is it taking that out? Okay, it wants to be difficult. So what we're going to do is File, Page properties. All right. Appearance. Yes, yes. There we go. Now in the appearance, we're going to change the background to this. And for some reason, did it just do that? Guess what? We just lost our coding again. This is that point where this is an earlier point. Usually we don't lose it this fast. So, and now we're going to see where it messed our code up. Because we had all that set up. The only thing messed up now is that. Okay, so let's look at the LI. 70, and that's 5%. Take that out. Oh, that's starting to. But we're going to add it back in. Go down here. Clear that. Add that. Okay, it's not where it messed it up. See, and that's the bad thing is, now that you can see where it messed it up, there's no seeing how it messed it up, because these are not all, these are, nothing happened. But you can see here, it adjusted them. So, there we go. And we'll just make our own little bits here. All right. All right, so we're going to go to 15 temporarily. Then after the lawn care logo, we're going to take that out. Okay, now you can see where that's too wide. All right, so enter. So we're getting there. This is the fun part of this. Let's see what it did. All right, list styles, none. That's good. All right, width, 15%. And there we have it. So we were able to fix that issue this time. Sometimes you can, sometimes we can't. It does not always like to fix it. Okay, so we're going to File, Save All Related, and Save All. All right, now what I'm going to do is we're going to go back to here. We're going to copy that one. So copy. Command C. All right. Original files. All right. There's my working. There's my original. Now the working, I'm going to put temporarily a new folder. This is work. CSS. Notice that stays up there, but that's okay. So I'm going to paste the item. There's the CSS. So if we mess it up, it's right there. All right, so now we're going to come back into here. Go to here. All right, so now we've got all this set back up. But guess what? Look at that. Now we're set, that's the 1024. But this background isn't right. But you saw what happened when we tried to change it, so we're going to leave that. Now we're going to go to this one. Okay, so here we have this. All right, now this. Okay, so now we need to put an HP banner in there. So the HP banner, the height, and pixels. And we go until we see the picture actually start to move. Because that means we hit the bottom. See how that happened? Okay, so right there. So 380. All right, now look, now we've got our 380 set up, okay? And this, now we're going to move over. Well, the way I did it before is we added it. Now we did this, the left float. Actually, we did a right float. All right, and we go back up. Let's see. Nothing's going to happen there yet. Okay. Now we click on this one, the H1. Same thing. We take it down. And then this. But you're starting to see that's one of the harder ways to do this, right? So we're going to take these two out of here for now. And now we're going to do this the easier way. All right, so let's add it. All right, so the width. Oh, the width. Percentage. Notice we're down. All right, so there we have that. Now it starts taking it out. But that's taking me past this end, right? So let's go back. Okay, so we're going to take that back to 30. Well, let's go to 40. All right. Now, we're going to add it here. So that will put that one right there. But notice it's pixels. So as I shrink the screen, nothing's going to happen. So we're going to go to 60% to start with. Let's go down 50. There we go. We're going to do 50. All right. Now this one, same thing. Add it. Width. Percent. Okay. I'm going to go just so it's long enough. All right, 65%. And then we're going to do the same thing. 10%. Go back and just lift it till it's over. All right, that means landscaping, that one, can go over just a little bit more. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. There we go. That's about right. Right now for this one, we're going to add 10 down. Okay. So that goes to that one. Now we'll add it. All right. And then we're going to take this one, do the same thing. Make it a button and a percentage. Now notice it's not going anywhere. Again. There we go. As we do this, there we go. 45% puts it about right. There we go. And then the text needs to be white. And there we have it. So notice, but see how it's on the X? I don't care for that. So what I'm going to do is go back up to this one and above. And there we go. Now it's there. All right. So now we go File, Save All Related Files, Save All. So we double check. This is still good. Oh no, look at that. Now that's all off. So let's go back to here. H3. Width is 40%. Okay, so it's right, but nothing's above it, is it? So we're going to add some. There we go. And take it back. This one. Oh, let's take a look. 2%. We'll get rid of that. Go back up here. Width. And that we can put it pixels. This is where we're going back and recorrecting what the program decided to rewrite on us. Perfect. Save it. Okay, so there's all that. All that, that's perfect. Back to here. All right, so we're on track here. Now we're gonna go File, Save All Related, and Save All. Let's go back out and take a look. Perfect, where we want things, right? All right, next, now we're gonna come down here. Notice, now it says blue because we changed that blue. So that main blue in the main CSS, we changed it all the way across. Okay, so we're going to go to here, and now we're going to add the blue. Now let's take a look what it's supposed to look like. 50% again. All right, so the blue width, 50%. And we need the blue for it, which is that one. So the background. All right. Text is all supposed to be white. All right. And this one, add. All right, and there we have it. That one's now set up, except now we need to set the button text to white as well. So the text. All right, there we have that one. Okay, this one's the green. Well, which green was it? Was it that one? Yep, that one. All right, so now we're going to add that one. Okay, background. Okay. Go up. Width 50%. All right. Left. Now that means I did not do the left there. There we go. All right, perfect. Now we're going to click on this one. Same thing. Insert. All right, there we have it. This, we got it. Text is white. All right, now we're going to come to this section again. So we're going to do this. Now watch what happens if I do the div class. Okay, we're going to do the div class here. So watch. All right, so now if we do this, 50%. See how that does that whole thing? Because that row is not just what's there. All right, so now we got to go to here and do that. All right, so row's gone. We're going to add that. There we go. So we're going to go back here to the div class. There we go. So now I have that. All right, add it. Width, 50%. Now notice that did the 50. Now that photo, we're going to do the same thing. Add width, 100%. Now the height. Okay, so first, now we're going to take the height to height, 25%. Try this again, 25%. All right, now take a look. That looks good. They all look pretty good. Come down here. Left float. Look what happened. They are not left floating. All right. So let's take that. And that should fit in there. Why isn't that? Fourth. 50%. Left float. There we go. Just had to add the other left float. All right. So what that does is brings us down to the footer. So we're going to go File, Save All Related Files, and Save All. All right, so tonight I have started showing you the troubleshooting as well that we have to do with this to make this one work. When the program rewrites it, we go back and rewrite it to make it work the way we want it, not the way it wants to, right? All right, so next one, what we need to do is the footer, right? Now notice, okay, we're gonna work on this, see if it'll let me tonight. So go back to here. This green is that one, C6DD1, DDD1. All right, so first things first. Now we're gonna add the footer. So we go here, footer, all right? First thing, boom. Look what that just did. There we go, we double clicked and it shrank everything to where we needed it, right? So now the footer is going to be, let's go back up here to this one. Actually, it's supposed to be that one. Okay, so the background, NV. There we go. Now we've got our footer. Okay, the text. Well, all text. White. And centered. All right, there we go. We have everything centered. Now watch this. All right, so now I'm going to take the footer text. So we add the footer text. And we're going to put enter. Notice nothing happens, right? Okay, so we take that one out and that one out for now. And we go to these, right? Now if I do this, nothing happens again, right? See, so that part isn't going to work. But then the problem is we have to actually add another image thing here, right? So now, okay, we go there, we clear this one, then we go here, enter it down. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Yeah, it's not doing what it was supposed to do. Okay, so we've got them over there. We've got them there, but they were supposed to be able to take it up to the top, but it doesn't want to. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put it under there, okay? So to do that, all I have to do is scroll up, go right here. Okay, that starts that. Now we're going to go to right here. And notice how that moves that whole thing up. That's the issue here, okay? So, let's get. All right, and that's why, again, another issue with the template. Now, if I do the padding, see what happens. See how that adds padding to everything? So we don't want to do that. And since it doesn't want to move, this is, like I said, the one thing with this template. So we are going to just leave that right there, all right? So I'm going to allow you guys to leave that there because of this problem. So File, Save All Related Files, and Save All. All right, so let's take a look. That all works. Oh, look what just happened again. See, messing with that down there messed with up here. So what we're going to have to do, let's go back up here to the banner. Okay, the background height, the height. Okay. Width, 25%. So we're going to put them back. So let's go ahead and delete that. Okay, so we've got that. There we go. 25. Okay. Let's take a look at the header. Okay. Banner. Okay, let's add the logo, see if it fixes it. Okay, so that puts that back to there. Now let's go to here. There we go. What if we did this and then that? Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, so we've got that. This is your troubleshooting again. Okay, we've got the 20%. Add that and see if this can fix that. Nope. Okay. Look up here. There we go. Okay. Here. Okay. Nope. The logo. Center it. Okay. So there's that centered. Now let's go to these and get them to work. Okay, there we go. 40. Now in the process, let's go see. Is the other one. And there we go. All right, so let's take a look. We got all that working. And we've got that. That messed up again. So file, save all related, save all. Okay, so this, let's see. Logo. Okay. Now, there we go. Okay, so we're just going to go to here. 5%. There we go. There's the width. That needs to be all the way over there. So Dana. There we go. It's back. 50 pixels. And so let's go to here. 5. The width. Oh. This is the fun part of all this. As you know. Because that's now at 500%. All right, let's take a look. That's working, that's working. And that's weird how that's working at 500%. But we're going to save everything. I'll save all related files. Save all. All right, and like I said, we do not have to have the before I say that, we're going to try an experiment, see if we can get this to work. And this is a big part of what we're doing when we create pages. We have to troubleshoot them. We have to be able to do the troubleshooting. So let's take a look, see what we have. Okay, as we go down, perfect. All right. There's that. Now we go back out. Perfect. All right, so now the next step of troubleshooting. Well, we need one here. All right, so let's go take a look. The size is going to be 480. All right, so we know, as we saw, that if we do the 480 here, it causes an issue. So what we're going to do is we are now going to create a new CSS file, and we're linking to it. This I'm going to call 480. All right, that's going to be just the stuff for the 480. Okay, so now notice we have a 480, nothing new. So we're going to add a global of minimum width 480. All right, so that's the same thing that we have here, right? Minimum width 768, 1024, 480. All right, so next what we need to do is we're going to go down to the 480. We want it to look like that. Well, it's already starting to. So what we're going to do is click here to the header. Now we're going to add the body header. All right, so first things first, center everything. Perfect. All right, so that ends that one. All right, now we're going to go to the LI. Go to the text. Scroll down. List style none. And now we need to just add to those, right? So let's go ahead, and if I add right here, watch. Perfect. Perfect. Now we have that set up. Go back and look. There we have it. All right, so now we need this set up. All right, so now we're going to file, save all related files. Before we do anything else, let's take a look. That still works. And the only difference here is now that, so let's go back to that one, to that one. Okay. All right. So let's go back to here. All right. There we go. All right. So there we have it. Now we're going to file, save all related, save all. All right. Now we take a look. That's set. That's set. All right. And those are now set. Okay. So first things first. You'll notice these already fit in there. We don't need to make adjustments on those. So that's a good thing. Now we need to work on this section, right? So we just found a workaround at this point, okay? We'll see if it continues to work for us. All right, now the banner. So we go to here, here. Now we need to add the banner. All right, so the banner, the height, and look what's happening. Oops, that's the width. I need the height. But before I go on, let's make sure I didn't just mess those up. Okay. So we need the height. Well, as we saw earlier, it's 460. Right? Okay, so this, let's see if we go a little higher. Let's see what happens. That's as high as we can go. I might be able to put that stuff right there. All right. So we're going to go up here to lawn care, add it, back up to the stop here, and we're going to add spaces. This will put it right there at the bottom. Okay, so we have that. Now we've got to adjust that one. To do that, we just add 10 here. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. Now we add this one, the button. Text is going to be white. All right, now we save. Well, save all related and save all. Let's take a look. Notice how that one just moved that one. All right, so we're going to go back to that one, to that one, and that's the H3 height, and all we have to do is 10 and clear that out. That's not what I wanted. There we go. If I hit enter, it doesn't work. So we go down. And why isn't it going to where it's supposed to? Okay, I deleted that. It didn't do anything. Let's try to delete that again. Now, click and delete. It stayed down there. So you know what? This isn't too bad of an issue. And as you can see, it adjusted it there. Make sure that I did it here. All right, so we're going to take that one out. Okay, so, all right, so that puts it right back up there, almost. Boom. I'm going to go back to here. All right, and we're going to leave it right there at 120. All right, now we're going to go to 480. And let's go take a look, see what I did. See, notice I have two CSSs now. All right, which is fine. You can have more than one. But that's how I did that workaround. Now let's go to here. Okay, now let's do this again. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we're going to actually delete that. Oh no, we want to leave that. And that. And I'm going to go to here. Click on here. And we're going to add it. All right, so there's that. Now, the margin. And file, save all related, save all. And see, it keeps bringing that down. See, that's the weird part because I took it out and it didn't go back up. And that's where they're overlapping. So what I might do, let's try something here. Let's put that back in there. Yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this. Now we're going to add something to it. So watch. We double click minimum. Now we add the maximum. So the maximum width is going to be 767. All right. There we go. That's one way to break that out too. All right. So we're here and here. See? So now I'm going to have to go back and readjust this photo for all that because I put it at a max. Now watch as I shrink. File, save all related. File, save all. Let's see what happens. All right, and we're going down and down. And see, keeps that picture at 100% for it, which is fine, but see how it moves? That's the problem we come across with that. So we're going to work on that. All right, so let's take this back up to there. All right, so. Okay, so now the banner. Let's go back to here. All right, first let's check here. Now we notice here, now those are too far down, right? So let's go back to here, to that one. And we'll leave them right there. So we did it right there. All right, so we duplicated that because earlier we had to. Now, with this, we don't. All right, so here, notice this is what we've got. Once we go to here, notice that well, there we go. Notice that picture, yeah. Banner. The banner height, 560, okay. If you notice, that's all there is here, a minimum width. Let's go back to here and check the minimum width and take that out, okay. And that still threw that one off. All right, so what we're going to do is try something here. One, 4, 2, 3. All right, let's try that. Nope, that's not going to do it. And 24. Whoops, I deleted the wrong one. That should say minimum width. Is that 768? Yep. 768. All right, now let's take a look. All right, you know what? We're just going to leave that there because this is causing issues. And I think that's why they took it out. They just never fully took it out, as you're starting to see. And now look, now we've got to fix those again. All right, so let's go back to here, to there. Line, pixels. All right, so let's go File, Save All Related. Let's take a look. And now we got to go back to that one again. This is why I said, if you get to this far, don't worry about doing the phone one, okay? The smartphone, just totally forget it. So we're going to delete the smartphone. All right, because with this template, it's messing everything up. It almost worked, but as you can see, it's going to be a lot more work to make that template work. So we're going to go back to here, and now we're going to take that one. So that, and we're going to take it down. Okay. Now, We can keep going. And look where that puts it. It puts it down there. But let's go ahead and take it back up. All right. And there we go. That looks pretty good. We're going to leave it at that. All right. So we're going to go File, Save All. Now, if you want to play with that, now you're starting to see how to play with it, though, and the troubleshooting. Usually that's not an issue with templates, but with this one, for some reason, it does not like this template, okay? All right, so now that we're gonna just stay there. Next, we need to create the extra pages, right? Well, let's go back to last week's assignment. Okay, so, excuse me, the assessment. Okay, so we need to create and change it on scarce services. So services HTML. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 3 more pages. Services, gallery, crew, and contact. Okay. So we're going to services. All we have to do is we're going to add the links first. So we're going to click here. All right, because that says services, services dot HTML. All right. Then we're going to do gallery, G-A-L-L-A, gallery dot HTML. Crew. Notice these are backwards too, but we're going to fix that here in a minute. And that's what happened with all this coding again. So it's crew.html. So now you're seeing another error that created that we didn't expect. But notice the title. Okay, so but we won't fill that in yet. Okay, that's going to be filled in here later. And contact. So contact.html. All right, now, where'd it go? Contact.html. All right, what? contact.html. Yeah, that's weird. It keeps going away. Well, we'll work on that in a minute then. We'll cheat. All right, so now what we're going to do is File, Save As, Services, no extension. So let's go back and look what I just did. Services. Well, we could change that. You just double click here. There we go. We're going to edit, rename, .html. Piece of cake. Close that. Now we'll open it. And there we have our services page. All right, now, services, services, title, services page. All right, now, look up here. The title. Notice this title and this title are different. What it is this is the title for the link, okay? So this is where landscaping and care services, all right? Close, save. All right, now the index, let's go back and look. Lawn care and landscaping. And this is going to be the index page. Link index.html. All right, so now we have that, all right? Contact us. But again, now let's go look at what made this backwards. Let's go back to the CSS on 1024, since that's where it's at. Now if I go out further, it's still there. Here, it's still backwards. So that workaround worked until it decided it didn't want to. Then it rewrote a number of things again, right? It's still a flaw in the program that I thought they had fixed. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to look at 1024, and we need nav style. Click here, click there. All right, let's erase it. Here. All right, and we're going to go back up to here. There we go. All right. So we're going to leave it at that. But the 100% width, put it into a different 100% than it was in. So it'll take us a second to fix this. Let's go back to here. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to delete that one, and that one. And look, now our logo is there. Those okay, so we're going to put the nav back in. All right, so come down to here and boom. There we go. Now it's working. Width. All right, so those are there. Okay, go up to here. There we go. All right. Now, and deleted one level is what it did. Okay, so let's go back to here. And see, that puts us right back to almost the beginning, trying to troubleshoot why this is doing it. See, even if I go up, it's still doing it. So what we're going to do is click here. Lines. Okay, so let's do the logo. Add the logo. To the left. No, I won't even go back. Just the UL. Okay. Let's try this. Okay, that puts us right over there. Width. Okay. Yeah, I'm still missing one because there was supposed to be an LI in there. It's right there, but LI. That for some reason is not moving back. We lost that whole thing. All right. That helps. It's going back negative for some reason. That's weird. Okay, so as you're seeing, now watch. Save. Yes. Let me see it. That was weird. We had to go all the way back there to get it. But now it's working again. All right, we're going to leave it at that. And now, there's a contact page. So if you look below, it doesn't do any change. Crew. All right. So now we're going to take lawn care landscaping, and that's going to be services. We're going to change out the services. All right, so now we're doing the long way because the short route wasn't working. So now what we're going to do, and these are backwards again. Let's go all the way back out to here, see what it does. All right, just for this purposes tonight, we're going to go ahead and leave it for now. I'll fix that later for tomorrow. Thursday. All right, so now we've got services. So we want to, well, we're going to go File, Save As, Services. All right, Save, Replace. All right, so now we have services. And we're going to go back up here to the title. And we're going to change that to that. All right, close. Well, actually, we're going to leave that for now. Gallery, I'm going to go File, Save As, Gallery. All right, so let's go back. So the gallery, on Care Gallery, go up to the top. Gallery. Now the crew. File, Save As, Crew. Do the same thing. Change this title to Crew. And the last one, Contact Us. File, Save As, Contact. All right, and let's get that one. All right, and there we go. Let's grab that again. I didn't quite get it. And we're going to save. All right, now we're going to click Contact Us. Well, I'll come down here. I can go to the folder, Contact. Which, as you can see, we're having another error because it's not going to the pages. So let's see. Okay. Save. 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 And save. Okay, so now we're going to open index. Okay, so index. There's the index. This is going to be contact. This one's going to be crew. There we go. As you can see, we shut it down and open the pages again. And it's wanting to work, knock on wood. So we're going to say gallery. And we're going to say services. Services. All right. So the index one's finished. All right. Services. All right. So this is going to be index, contact, crew, gallery, and services. All right. Save. Okay, index now, gallery. So, let's see. Look here, index, contact, crew, gallery, And services. Close it, save. Do the same to the crew. Then tomorrow we'll be able to actually go from here and work on that next part. Contact. Crew. Gallery. And services. Okay, so yeah, that all worked. And contact, now the contact page. Click here, index, contact, crew, gallery, and services. All right, so that leaves us now where we ended last week. The goal was to go a little bit further tonight, but with the way that it froze and didn't want to do what it should have done, this is where we're at. All right, so remember, if you want to play with it, go ahead and do the 460. But as you can see, it causes so many issues. And what it is, for some reason, Dreamweaver's coding, they used to do everything in-house. Now they've outsourced. Okay. The problem with outsourcing versus in-house, everybody in-house was with each other and communicated. Now that they're outsourcing, everybody has their piece of the pie. And there's some communication, but nothing like when they had it all in-house. That is what's causing a lot of these problems with Dreamweaver. So, that being said, you may have issues. You're going to probably have issues. But I've showed you some troubleshooting techniques tonight, how to fix those. And granted, it got so messed up that we weren't able to troubleshoot it. Just know, I know what each one of those spots looks like when it's bad. So if you get flustered at that and you can't get it to work right, I'll be able to see if you did the right coding, okay? Because as you saw, the coding was there. It just, for some reason, now needed a negative number instead of a positive. But the coding was still there. So I know what the coding looks like. I'll look at the coding when you submit it, all right? So don't stress. I know what it looks like. I know where the coding goes bad. I know what the bad coding does. And I also know what it still looks like, all right? So don't stress on that. Just relax. If that's what's happening, take a break. If we hit the point where you need to submit, get as close as you can to what it needs to be done and submit it. I will look at all the coding before grading. All right? So that being said, you guys have a nice evening. I look forward to seeing your guys' work. And I'll hopefully see you Thursday. Have a good day.